On this channel, $1 Million Made Easy, we love to run numbers for people. We look at the S&P 500 index fund for what it's done for the last 100 years and project ahead to what it might do if it continues to do what it's been doing for 100 years. I want to specify I only set up to run numbers for the S&P 500. I'm not set up to do any more detailed analysis. If you just keep the request to these kind of answers to these kind of questions, what's the beginning balance? What's the monthly amount? What's the increase or COLA you want me to run? And also the time frame. If those don't make any sense, let me show you. Just got a request for somebody. They're 47 years old. They say they have 265,000 saved up right now. And they say they can save 3,000 a month. And I just love running numbers for people. 3,000 a month. And they say they can increase that by 3% a year. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and we're going to run the numbers here and see what he might have in 15 years and 20 years. Actually, I don't really run it for 15. I'm going to run it for 20, but I'll explain why in a minute. This is updating with his numbers. And over that period, in a 20-year period, he would have invested 1.235. If you go down through the column, this is for every single year for the last 100 years, where you'd be after 20 years. In fact, 1924's numbers are right here. You can see the 2.684, and there it is right there, and you can see the rest of the numbers across there. But we're just looking at the 20-year column. If you run it for 1925, there's a 2.818. And anyway, it runs every single number. And the minimum you're going to see in this whole column for the last 100 years is 2.2 million. The median would be 5 million, and the maximum would be 13 million. But he wanted me to run it for 15 years. Here's why I'm hesitant to do that. Because if you look at the 20-year period, or since 2000, I want you to look at the 2000. Let's see. Need to pick the 2000 here. Bear with me here a second. Okay, 2000. After 15 years, right down here, you'd have 1.759 million. But just 10 years later, keep that in mind, 1.75. In 2010, well, it hasn't even been 15 years, but you'd already have, after 14 years, you'd have 3 million. See the difference a decade can make between 1.759 and 2010? You'd have almost twice that amount. You have 3 million. So I'm hesitant to do it for short span. Here's why. You don't know whether you're running into a down decade like this, or you're going to have a good decade like we just had from 2010, or the depression years. So I really hesitate to run it. But he wanted me to run these, so I'm running it. The 20-year period I'm more comfortable with because it's going to be somewhere in this range, 2.295 to 13, which I realize is a huge margin. Now I want to do one more thing because I need to clarify this because I recently made a video. I'm going to go back here to zero COLA. I recently made a video on how to run the numbers if all you need to do is run the beginning balance and right here how much you're withdrawing. And I made this. Let me explain this here. I'm probably going to lose you here, but I showed you how to build this spreadsheet. You could just put this again. What was the numbers again? I already lost it. Bear with me a second here. Okay, he had 285,000. Is that right? 265,000. And he can contribute 3,000 a month. I know he asked for the 3% COLA. This won't do COLAs, but it'll at least show you. And the problem with it is I showed you how to make this spreadsheet, and I forgot to tell you that when you download this free data from those of you that downloaded that video, this will make sense to you. The rest of you just go ahead and skip it. But if you download the data from slickcharts.com, it's in reverse order, and these formulas that I had you make won't work unless you do this. You need to click on this. Again, bear with me, those of you that didn't do this. It makes no sense. I understand that. Hold down the shift button, click this, right click, do sort, and do smallest to largest, and now all your numbers will work. Again, that's just for those of you that downloaded and created a spreadsheet so you can do these numbers to your heart's content. Again, no matter what numbers you put in here, say you have a 500,000 saved up. Let's just say you don't have anything saved up. Nothing. You have nothing saved up. and you can save $300 a month. This will show you where you'll be in 20, 25, 30, 35, and 40 years. This is using 1934 numbers. You can change the year here. Let's go to 1929 since that was supposedly a problematic year. But look at that. $300 a month. Let's just change it to 200. I want to show you these for young people where you can be in 35 and 40 years just saving $200 a month. Look at that. 40 years later, if you're 25 years old, could save $200 a month. 1.983 million. Let's just pick a couple other years. Again, I just want to show you the potential of using this spreadsheet. Let's just enter just make up any number, 1946. 1.4 million after 40 years. Anyway, this is a simplified version of this version that we often use. I just want to show people that did download that and make that spreadsheet that you can have a lot of fun with it and not have to ask me to run numbers for you. You can just do it on your own. It won't be as complete as this one. But anyway, I just wanted to run the numbers for this individual. Our channel is called $1 Million Made Easy. Show you in this case for a 20-year period, he could have these kind of numbers. In the 15-year period, you have to kind of run the numbers for the. Anyway, hopefully this makes sense. I'm probably losing you. Our channel is called $1 Million Made Easy. I love to run numbers for people. Please consider subscribing, share this with your friends. Hopefully this makes sense to you because I added some of that other stuff. I just love running numbers for people. Thanks for watching.